Well, I was listening to Delilah last night. Delilah had, let me tell you, I can't do that. That's promoting other stations, and I shouldn't be doing that. But let me tell you, Delilah does a thing called Delilah's Dilemma. She's the love song lady.
Yeah.
And sometimes I listen to her. And she's a competitor. I shouldn't even be saying this. But she does Delilah's Dilemma. And my daughter says we ought to do Chris's Crisis, which I'm still...
It's not a bad
Still
thing.
workshopping it?
I got a Chris's Crisis right here, in fact. But the Delilah Dilemma was a girl who was 19 wrote in and said, Delilah, I've fallen for a man at my church. He's 44. And the girl's 19. Okay? And Delilah, and she puts you off. She's like, I'll answer your question after these commercials. And then she comes back, and it's on. And then she answers the question. Then she plays a special song for the couple.
Yeah. Ooh, what do you play?
She played Benny Mardones Into the Night.
Oh, God.
She's just 16 years old.
Delilah.
Leave her alone.
They say.
That's a risky move.
Yeah, the guy's 44, been married once before, got a couple of kids. One of the kids that he has is 19. This girl is 19.
That seemed like a lot of red flags.
Does he know?
She says they're very, very friendly, and the 19-year-old wanted to make a move toward him. And Delilah said, don't do it. Don't do it.
So she has feelings for him, but she doesn't know if it's mutual.
Right, but she feels like it is because they're both so friendly to each other. They're getting friendlier and friendlier. And she says, it's pretty obvious that we'd like to take it to the next level, and I want to make that move. And Delilah said, don't do it because you're only 19. She's like, if you were 39 and he was 64, that would be different. This is,
that does make a difference.
I agree. 19 and 44. I'll just, cards on the table. If my 19-year-old daughter brought a 44-year-old home, I'd have a problem with that.
What if he was a really good pickleball player?
All right, then that
Take you to Naples. Spring
yeah.
Nationals.
now you're talking. Now,
Yeah.
My son asked
What
me
if he was like the pickleball player? Like that's
the best of the best.
She went with you to a tournament, met him there, and he's like the best in the country.
Ben Johns.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God! If she brought home Ben Johns in 15 years, he's 44, she's 19. Well, then that's
Welcome to the family.
That's
son.
a different story. That's a different story. Like, my son asked me last night, would you marry the Diesel if it meant you could go on tour playing pickleball?
Yes.
Diesel's my partner. Diesel is my pickleball partner. Yeah, and
was the second half of the question never see mom again?
yeah. So I had to really listen closely. He said, "Would you marry?"
Was she listening?
Yeah, she was in the room. He said, "Would you marry the Diesel?" I said, "Son, I'm already married." That's the second time. And my wife said, "Again, that's not the first thing you should say. You should just say no up front. There should be
So
no."
I can only handle so much stress in my life.
You should push away.
Say no,
Say
thank
no. There's a couple today that is they're not making the record book, but their kids are giving them an anniversary party because they've been married for 80 years. They've celebrated their 80th anniversary. Can you imagine?
Both getting close to 100, right?
They are. Yeah, they're the woman is 99, the guy's 101, and they've been married for 80 years. Can you imagine? I know Biggie always says that the husband is thinking one thing. Give me a little peace and quiet.
Yeah. What do you want for your 80th anniversary?
A little piece.
Day apart.
This is the couple and their kids.
I asked for a phone number, and I remember a number.
Play golf together, we dance together, we play cards together.
I'm a marriage counselor, and they have been my inspiration for believing in marriage.
They could have lived a more extravagant life if they chose to, but they didn't. What was important to them was their kids, their family, each other, golf and dancing.
How about that? They play golf, they dance, they play cards. And they're still in pretty good health, living in a retirement home.
Sure.
And the two kids say it's been
So
incredible.
what year did they get married?
Well, let's see. That's 1943. They've just celebrated their 80th anniversary. So 1943 is when they got married, during World War II. I think he had done a tour, I believe, and got home from World War II. I think. I didn't read all about them, just the fact that they've been married.
That marriage has really dipped in the U.S.
Yeah.
From 42 to 45.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. I just read today that marriages are way down after the pandemic.
God, yeah.
Let me see if I've got those stats.
I don't blame them.
I've got those stats here. The marriage has really dipped after the pandemic. Engagement ring sales have gone way down. Jewelry makers, Signet, Jared, K Jewelers, Diamonds Direct have gone down by 25% since the pandemic. And David's Bridal just closed, the bridal store.
I think there's a mix on that. I think some is that people weren't getting out and meeting people during the pandemic.
Maybe that's
as much.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
So I think that plays a role. But I will say, and that's why I claimed from the start that divorces were going to skyrocket post-pandemic.
You said.
Because people are not used to spending that much time together. For the most part. Most married couples, split through the day.
Yeah.
You spend, of course, your evenings together, but you go to work, you get a break for 8 to 10 hours a day, sometimes more.
Right.
Then you come back together. But during the pandemic, a lot of people didn't leave, stayed close together.
Yeah.
And you really get to know someone.
Well, and they're also, what this article is saying, it's kind of interesting, that people who are getting married are doing it in a less traditional way. Like they won't buy the wedding gown or the engagement
Traditional
ring.
diamond.
Yeah. Traditional diamond. They'll do it differently. So much changed.
Yeah.
But you predicted during the working from home, all that kind of stuff.
I've been dating now someone for a while.
That's right.
And
sorry to celebrate it so much.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm over the top with
and
it.
I'll tell you, we talked about moving in together. And I was the one who said I'm not ready.
You're not ready for it.
Because it's hard to live as long as I have single, and the thought of being with someone 24/7 or going to the same place every day.
Right.
And she's just 16 years old.
Correct.
Right?
That's right.
She's not
remember,
16.
She's just 16.
Let's not start that rumor,
leave her alone. Leave her alone, they say.
They say.
That's right.
She was for it. She was for.
She wanted to move in.
She thought, and I was the one. I said I'm not. I can't do this.
What's she running from?
She's running right to your arms.
Yeah.
From what?
From what?
Chris Demm calls her your caretaker. I think it's nice. I think it's nice that you two are. Eventually, you'll probably move in again.
Oh yeah.
Maybe marriage. Who knows?
Who knows? But we've talked too about something like that. I don't know if we'd have a big traditional wedding.
All right. That leads me to today's Chris's Crisis. There's a Chris's Crisis on here, and it's from a P1 listener who says, I know sometimes you do Chris Kelly Love Doctor. Here's one you can do. This kid he said, I'm 25 years old. I listen to your show all the time. My mom loves it. Thank you. That's very nice of you.
She knows Dave. Normally how those.
Dave's at her phone. I want to propose to my girlfriend on our vacation this summer. It's coming up in 2 months, but I can't afford the ring she wants. We've been dating for 3 years, and she has pointed out a beautiful $3,000 ring, but I don't have that kind of money. I've been saving for a while, but I'm also paying for the vacation. We're going away to a tropical island. I think if this is the ring she wants, and I do want to propose this summer, I want to ask her to pay for half of it. Non-traditional, I know. But I feel like this is the one that she wants. I know we're meant to be together. I know we're going to get married, and I want to go ahead and propose. Do you think it's okay for me to ask her to pay for half of the ring? No, I don't.
I don't know. That's tough. No.
It just seems wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the current consensus is among young couples.
Well, they're all doing now. We just said they're doing it differently these days, but I don't believe I'd do that.
Would you use a different ring?
No, I'd put off the
Put it on time.
I'd put on time.
I'd
You
put
put on
off.
layaway? Put on layaway.
Why not? I mean,
That's
if she's the one,
That's what I would do.
I mean, a lot of guys you want to make, and women appreciate the fact that when a lot of guys propose in the traditional sense, that it's an event.
That's right.
You want to make it memorable, photographable.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like,
I'd wait.
Sunset on some tropical beach.
But they're going to the tropical beach this summer. That's why he wants to do it there. But he doesn't have the money to pay for the ring. I'd put off the ring a year and then go to some other nice place if you can afford it. That's the thing. Can you afford it in a year?
Wait a year?
I'll tell you,
I would.
You might be able to tell them there are some other options now. There's a lot of these places do what's called like afterpay,
Oh, do they?
where you can get the ring now and then over the next 12 months
Yeah.
make payments on it. If he's really desperate on that. But I mean, that's again, that's going to be a $250, $300 a month payment.
Yeah, and you're going to probably have, of course, you're going to pay interest on it.
Yeah, and you might have to.
You
and
know
you
the
can tell
jewelers
her.
would love to make a deal. They want to get the ring
Well, we
out.
just heard that the jewelers are trying to sell jewelry, obviously, and there's fewer people getting married and buying engagement rings. What an interesting question, because she wants that particular ring. She probably wants to get married. They've been dating 3 years. He wants to do it on their vacation, but he didn't have the money to do all of it, basically. I almost might want to go to her and say, but that's such a, you don't want to spoil it by saying, look, I want to propose, but I can't get that ring you want and all that. But I wouldn't ask her to pay for half of it. That's not romantic at all. Chris is on the line to talk about an idea for this young man who listens to this show about getting the ring that he wants. Go ahead, Chris.
If I was him, I would ask her to help pay for half the vacation, and then he could use the rest to buy the ring.
Yeah, maybe that's a lot better than ask for paying half the ring.
Frankly, that's a good point, Chris. I mean, if they've been together 3 years, they should split those costs.
Maybe they already are, maybe. But he said with him paying for the vacation. You're right. If he asked her to pay for half the vacation, that's not like a problem with romance.
Fair.
I agree. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate the phone call. But anyway, that's a Chris's crisis there. I would say to him, don't ask her to pay for half the ring.
No, that's the last thing I do.
It's just so untraditional.
And I know we have a number of great clients and listeners who work in the jewelry business, but isn't that changing? I mean, with these store made, lab made diamonds, it's changing the whole diamond industry.
Yeah.
Is that a thing now?
Yeah. I mean, I bet in 50 years you won't be seeing diamonds plucked out of mines in Africa anymore.
You'd be amazed what they can do with jewelry now. I just got a tutorial.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, with it's amazing. I mean, they can design it now and put it on the finger, like the ring, everything.
Yes.
And you can see what's going to look like on your hand before you leave, or on her hand. Same thing with neck, everything. It's unreal.
I feel like, how Dave is with lab-grown meat. He just won't eat. He's like, that's not from a cow. I'm not going to eat. I want it plucked out of a cave somewhere.
Smuggled in a body cavity?
Smuggled up somebody's body.
You want a blood diamond. That's what they call it.
Earn it.
There's just something.
No one said it was going to be easy.
There's just something about it. Am I wrong on this? I would sooner eat a lab-grown hamburger than have some sort of
lab-grown
diamond.
I
want it plucked from a.
It was a tenth of the cost.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, that's right. But it's just not. Is it the real thing? Is it really a diamond if it's not taken out of a cave in Antwerp and shoved up somebody's bung? That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be done. That's just me. And I saw blood diamonds.
He's old school.
That's right.